And so you've taken some lessons before. What's been kind of the theme on what they've wanted you to do?
Well, last year I got back from golf, 16 years off.
Okay.
And I started doing stuff with, I was like, okay, who do I go to?
Mm-hmm.
So I went online and started talking to Mark Crossfield,
Yeah.
and Lockie and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. I paid my 1,500 pounds for 3 months of free 30-minute Zoom lessons, consulting talks
Yep.
about data. And I'm like, yes, I know I have to get my greens and regulations at a certain percentage. I don't.
Yep.
Show me and
Yep.
they're like, oh, since you're slicing, you just need to do a DJ, bow it a little bit. I'm like, okay, I do that. I'm like, oh wow, okay, great. I see a little bit of a draw, and then it got to the point did not come 10 feet off the ground.
Okay.
So I'm like, all this shit started feeling like golfers out there.
Yep.
So I said, screw you guys. I need to find someone. And I took the golf fitting.
Mm-hmm. King Valley.
Well, no, at THG.
Oh, right.
First. Still haven't gotten my irons.
That's right.
And I'm a different golfer from then. I go to Golf Lab. I take up their yearly membership. We do a couple lessons. I'm like, oh, this is great. But then there was a little bit of a contradiction where they were doing just pretty much your dominant leg testing. And they're like, you're right leg dominant, so you need a lot of weight on your right leg. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Then all of a sudden it's like, no, you need a little bit more shift on the left. I'm like, what the fuck is it?
Yep.
Because now I have so many things in my head, like rotation, this. And when I played yesterday, it was the worst round I played.
Okay.
I could not get this ball up and running. I'm just like all over the place. Now, when I approach this, I'm like, what am I doing again?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I always
So we've got low shots that either pull or cut at the moment.
yeah, I can't get it high enough or consistently high enough.
Yep.
What my wrist is doing, I want this.
Too many ideas.
Too many ideas.
Okay.
And I just want someone to, like, now I feel like the last 3 times I've been to golf lessons, nice guys, but it didn't seem to work.
Okay.
And I'm just like, you gotta help me. I will receive information, but I want
Yep.
that scratch golfer.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm just kind of like, I've now, like I said, I've dissected again, be like, okay, tell me, what do I need to do?
Okay.
Clear mind, I'm not going to be that stubborn, egotistical.
Okay. So I like your setup. I think all that stuff is great. As you take this club to the top, right, you've got a pretty decent amount of rotation, but we don't have enough like depth, or the hands don't get far enough inside. So right now when I see this and I got your glove kind of underneath your ear, that's calling for the club to swing down steep, on plane but steep, and then from there it's going to cut across the ball. So from here, right, we don't quite have enough depth. That arm's not quite across your chest as far, so we don't get the body to whip the arm across. The arms are going to start to pull themselves down. You try your best right here to loop it back behind you, but that's like, I can't even see your arm. So this is what I call the guillotine plane, because you've got your shaft slicing your head off right here. Okay? So it's on plane, but the fact that it comes down this steeply from here, as you start to come around the corner, the club tips out, you hit down steep because of it, because you've got too much Ferris wheel swing, not enough merry-go-round, and then boom, that thing exits so hard to the left, which might not be bad for like wedge shots.
Yeah.
You know, you can hit nice low-flighted cutty wedge shots in there, which like every tour player loves to hit, but you've got way too much of the arms coming outside across your body, and then as a result, we get this left elbow pulling out outside you this way. That shaft is like way down here, and I need it somewhere up by your shoulder, so it's too flat on that side. And then because that's all bent, we've got the club face actually super closed over here. Now, when I look at it from this side of things, okay, as you take this club to the top, like I don't know about all this right leg stronger, left leg posting stuff, like those exercises. Like, they're sexy, but I don't think they're practical. So when you're making this move to the top of your swing, you've got a decent amount of turn, but if I drew a line straight up from the golf ball, kind of goes to like your ear, we can look at the cloud back there, you don't quite get your body or your shoulder far enough behind the golf ball. So not only do we need to get you to feel as though that you've got your front shoulder moving back behind the ball more, we need to find a different path to your hands and therefore what your arm looks like. So from here, you've got a good move into the ball. You've got so much rotation, but the fact that the arm's out of sync, like you're not maximizing the fact that you've got so much turn here, but without the right hand path. So what you're doing with your pivot is like A-. It's pretty darn good. We just need to feel, first of all, that we get your shoulders, like both shoulders. If I drew a line on your shoulders, that line has to be behind the ball for you. And then from there, we're going to work on trying to get a little bit, well, if you're able to do what I mentioned before with the shoulders behind, we're going to start seeing the butt of this club closer to your ankle line back here, deeper. And that's the reason why you cut it. It has nothing to do with your wrist angles.
And you know the funny thing is, like, I actually had a tweak on my shoulder about a month ago. I saw my chiro, and he's like saying, yeah, it's not your rotator cuff, but you've now kind of been a little bit displaced because I'm compensating so much, thinking that, well, if I reach my shoulder out, it should give me a little bit more rotation, but the reality is, instead of this, I'm actually doing that.
Yeah, and I can see it here. So you can see your head stay kind of still, and as you get to here, your neck kind of bends a little funny. So something's going on with your upper back and your shoulder location, and that's the reason why we're getting a little bit of a head turn here. And you might even, like, you've loaded up your arm really high relative to your shoulders, which is a great thing. It's just that if you haven't moved enough behind the golf ball, when you start doing that, like, it's going to be in a bad spot when you start applying force. First steps is, I'm just going to throw this here just to give you an idea that you've got to get your shoulder on this side of that club. So crank it up to the top. Okay, good. I want you to feel like you're more back this way. Yeah, start again. So it's going to feel weightless on your front foot. Your front foot's going to feel like there's nothing underneath it, like airy pizza dough. Good, hold it there. Okay, so that's the move back. Now start down again. Let's do this one more time. Okay, so I want you to feel like you can do this and get your arms more, no, one more time. I want you to avoid this club. You got to get your arms inside this thing. In. Good. Start again. Give me like halfway back. Okay. Right there. All right, now hold it there, and I want you to feel like it goes around you rather than up. No, backswing. Yeah, around you rather than up. Keep going. Good. Okay, come take a look. So the initiator off the ball is to feel that this one goes down and across this club, and that's what's going to move your arms and move the club, so you can be really gentle with things. Good. Okay, hold it there. Okay, start again. Don't move the hat. Turn your head a little bit. Pour water out of your left ear on your backswing. Yeah, that's better. Good job. Okay, hold it there. Okay, now, under. That's our move. Okay, so I could basically hold this here all day for you, and you're trying to go under on the way back, under on the way through. The miss might be that you hit the ground before the ball today. Might be a little heavy, but we're going to look for no shots that start left and no shots that curve right. Okay, let's hit a couple. I'm going to rephrase that. No shots that start left, no shots that curve right. Pulls and fades are gone. And that one sure didn't fade. Give me a backswing, shoulder down and across the club. Okay, and now how do you practice the under on the way down? Okay, good, let's hit one, same thing. Trying to ensure in the backswing that what starts the backswing, what initiates it, is you feeling as though that's your shoulder going down and behind the ball. Notice how I didn't do anything to the club. I'm not holding it, so I can't do anything to it here. Okay, it's not like I've gone this way or pulled it in with my arms, right? So it's shoulder down, and then as this goes back or up, it's going to feel like it gets closer to them rather than him, right? So from here, and then as you start down, it's keeping this thing in so that it gets under the club we had here. All right, and the result of that flatter swing plane is that as you swing through here, see where the club comes out? Okay, so the exit and the follow through is going to be a result of how it's coming down. Okay. Again, I'm going to change the finished picture without talking about changing the finished picture. That's going to be the fun part. So shoulder down and behind the ball. That's instantly going to get things in a better spot. And then from there, all I want you to feel like you do today is get your right side on the left side of this stick. So right knee, right hip has to get past this club on the ground in order for you to finish your swing. That's where you're gonna get the height from too. Okay? Too much Ferris wheel, not enough merry-go-round. Okay, let's see it again. That's so good. So good. It's okay, we're going to time it. Good. Like what I want you to feel is your big, powerful energy source is this thing. Yeah, the rest is just structure. The rest is just putting it into a better place for you to fire something harder. But before, if you were coming down this way on the big Ferris wheel plane, you snap that leg, you'll miss the ground. It'll pop it right up out of the ground. Okay, so just give me the backswing piece. Shoulder back, eyes on the ball. We don't want to train a head movement. Yeah, really good. And where's it coming down to? Yeah, there you go. So when we talk about trying to keep a golfer in posture, like stay in your posture and not early extend, that has everything to do with the knees. When that knee goes back, it pushes the hip back, it pushes me down. There you go. If I could give you one piece to add to this, if I timed your swing, it takes too long.
Too long.
Shoulder back, down, leg straightening. Yeah! Awesome. Yep. Okay, let's go longer clubs. Let's go 6. Yeah. These fit you so well. If we ever need to adjust the lie angle on it, like I can do that in 5 minutes at home. Yeah, I don't think you need those clubs. Especially the ones that you got, like they're more game improvement than anything. Yeah, you'll get some decent ball speed out of it, but it's going to come out low with no spin, so it's going to bounce through a little bit. These are way more up your alley. Yep, all about the numbers, right? The backswing should be easy. If you do the right thing on the backswing, it should keep the club close to the ground, low, no problem. Downswing stuff's going to be where it's important. More under. Yep. Solid though, huh?
Sounding completely different.
More under. Oh, that's different. Way different. Put the ball behind your divot line, just so the stick works out well. No, the other divot line by the orange. Okay. Okay, go for it. Hit the finish. Good job. Very good job. So, trying to control the overtaking rate of the club head. The overtaking rate is the club head passing your left arm too early, which is good for a bunker shot or green side, but we want to try and feel like that stays behind this for longer all the way into the finish, right? It's just controlling the club face. So by trying to feel like we can get this type of action, you need that right hip and that right leg push forward over your left shoe while the left shoulder almost pulls back toward my camera. And if we can do that, almost setting up here, like preset the wrists and hold it that way all the way to there, you're going to start to notice that the club head or the ball starts flying a little bit lower, right? Because obviously we've de-lofted this thing. But the overtaking rate of letting the wrists kick out too early, sometimes that's not going to work well for us for a full swing. So getting like this, turning this way, standing tall, and that was a little bit thin so it came out a little low, but this should just feel like it's more of a knockdown shot. Right? And the idea is trying to not let the club head get above the handle. Okay? And I like this for pitching wedge and down to the lob wedge. Beautiful. One more time. That same one again. Don't forget, bottom of the shorts touch. His thighs get close together. That's the end of the swing. Good job.